Good afternoon students. Welcome back to online class section of your LSI subject. This is Aisha Sultana, Assistant Professor of ISL Engineering College from EC Department. So last class we have seen about VLSI, right? Its generations, how many scales we are having, how many scales of generations we had. We had 6 scales of generation. Initially the transistor was invented in the year of 1947. Then afterwards the IC was has came into consideration in the year of 1960s. From there the ICs were developed with 6 generations, right? So there are 6 generations starting from SSI, LSI, MSI, LSI, then VLSI, then ULSI and GSI, right? So what is actually IC? IC is nothing but an integration circuit. And what is VLSI abbreviation? Very large scale integration. What we are doing in IC, we are fabricating number of transistors or dumping all the number of transistors on a single chip. Okay, so we have seen today we are going to discuss the fabrication process, how actually we are going to dump. The very first what we have said, we have to dump or fabricate all the transistors on a single chip, right? What was the Moore's law? Do you remember what was Gordon Murray, who was the chairperson of your Intel company? What he has invented or what he has observed that for every for every 5 years or for every 18 months or for every 2 years, the transistors which are laid on an IC will be doubled. So the first thing what you have to know about is you have to make a transistor, isn't it or not? So the very first thing what you have to do, you have to prepare a transistor. What the transistor is having? Transistor is nothing but, what is actually transistor? It is a semiconductor device which is used to amplify or switch the electronic signals, right? So what the terminals you are having there, you have gate, drain and source. And the two types of transistors that we will be having are N channel, N and P. So the first thing that we see is about your MOSFETs. So what is a MOSFET? MOSFET is, I'll abbreviate the MOSFET, is nothing but metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor, which is used for amplifying and switching the electrical signals. The channels what we are having here, the channels which contains the electrons are called as your NMOS transistor, and the channel which contain the holes as a periodic carriers, then they are called as your PMOS transistor. Okay, so for basic fabrication steps, first we have to go for how we are going to develop a transistor. So today in this class we are going to see the NMOS fabrication process. Very important compulsory question in your final exams for long answer. Okay, so what is NMOS fabrication? If you see this concentratingly, so you'll know CMOS fabrication also. This is the very important topic and it will be interesting. Okay, so let's start with NMOS fabrication. So we are having 9 to 10 steps over here. The very step for your NMOS fabrication. Okay, what is NMOS? N channel. NMOS, MOS is nothing but your metal oxide semiconductor. Okay, the very first process is that the whole this process whatever we are seeing, as I have said in the yesterday's class, silicon is the best material which is used for fabricating here, and that fabricating in your IC. So we are considering the material from which we are going to prepare a transistor is nothing but your silicon. So a pure metal or pure silicon is a 4th group material. Okay, so it is having very purities in that one. It does not contain any kind of impurities. So all over the processing is completely carried out on a thin wafer cut of your silicon crystal, which is having a very high purity, which so that's the reason we are considering your silicon crystal. So very first step is what you have to take. First take a wafer cut, means a small part of your silicon crystal which is of high purity, in which you have to dump the pure impurities which are required, pure impurities to introduce or to grow the crystal. This is very important. For the very first thing is, in the step 1, what you have to consider to start the processing of your NMOS fabrication, you have to take a silicon crystal which is of highly pure okay, which is high purity. Into that one we have to add p impurities. Do you always keep in mind that whenever you are going to prepare a NMOS transistor, you have to dump the p substrate or the p impurities to the silicon crystal. When you are going to prepare or do a PMOS fabrication, what you have to do, you have to dump or you have to fabricate which impurities? N impurities. Opposite ma, when you are going to prepare NMOS transistor, you have to require p impurities are to be introduced in your crystal. When you are going to prepare PMOS transistor, you have to introduce N impurities into the crystal as to grow that one. So we have said we have taken a thin wafer cut of your crystal. So to such a wafers, how much, as I said, wafer is nothing but small part, a piece, a slice of your silicon crystal we have taken. Means there should be some diameters, right? Some mathematical thing should be given, how much width, how much length, how much part of your silicon, part of silicon should be taken, right? So for that one, such wafers are about how much we have to take. That wafers are typically about your 75 to 150 in diameter, millimeter in diameter, and it should be 0.4 millimeters thickness, and the depth and it should, as we said, this is purely it is very pure. To that one we have to add the boron impurities, and the boron impurities should be from 10 to the power of 15 centimeter cube to 10 to the power of 16 centimeter cubes, and the resistivity that of that particular crystal should be of 2 to 25 kilo ohms. So these are the consideration when you are going to take a silicon wafer. What is the first step? You have to take a silicon crystal, okay, is a wafer cut of a silicon crystal, and what are the requirements for that particular silicon crystal? How much it should be? It should be of 75 to 150 millimeter in diameter, 0.4 millimeter thick, and it should be doped. As we said, it is a pure silicon crystal, so we have to dope the boron impurities, whose concentration level should be up to 10 to the power of 15 per 10 centimeter cube power in terms of power to 10 to the power of 16 centimeter cube power, and and its resistivity should be of 2 to 25 kilo ohms. Okay, that was the first step. So when you are doing the NMOS fabrication, which impurities had to be added? So p impurities, p substrate has to be added. If it is PMOS fabrication, which has to be added here? And substrate is to be added. Clear? Next, in the step 2, that was the step 1. Pure silicon crystal, you have added p impurities by using the boron. Okay. In second step, the layer of silicon dioxide of 1 micrometer thick is to be grown on the surface of your complete silicon crystal. Okay. Now see, what is this? This is your silicon crystal where you had added the impurities. You have seen the requirements. Now what you have to do, the first step, you have to add a layer of silicon dioxide of 1 micrometer thick on the complete surface, okay, which acts as a barrier to the dopant during this whole processing. And what is actually provide, it gives a substrate in which different layers we have to pattern. We have to deposit gate, we have to deposit source, and we have to deposit drain. So there should be some barriers to that one. So for that reason we are going to take here silicon dioxide. Now third step, after having superimposing or having the silicon dioxide, you have to have what it should be covered with a photoresist layer. That is, now the surface should be covered with the photoresist layer on the wafer, and it should be evenly distributed over the thickness. It should not be somewhat less, it should not be somewhat greater. It should be evenly distributed over all the layer. First was your silicon pure crystal, then after onto that we are adding 1 micrometer of your which one, a silicon dioxide layer. Onto that one we have to add photoresist layer. Now these are the 3 steps. Now in the fourth step, the photoresist layer is then exposed to the ultraviolet light, UV lights, for polymerizing, except those areas where diffusion has to take place, that are masked. Now see ma, this is the layer. This is up to step 3 you have cleared. This is the first step, silicon crystal. To that you are adding the p impurities. Okay. Now after that you have added this, what you will say, thickness or silicon dioxide layer of how much thickness? 1 micrometer thickness. Then after that you have one more layer of your photoresist layer, which is evenly distributed onto the overall layer of your crystal. Okay, silicon dioxide. Now what you are doing, this is all exposed to your ultraviolet light or the UV light. Now what you are doing here we are masking. all this photoresist layer is then exposed to the UV light for polymerizing. Polymerizing is nothing but hardening. It becomes hard. Like if cement, if we expose to the sun, that it becomes hard, right? So same in the same manner, we are exposing this photoresist layer to the UV light only where the part here we don't want to harden. This we have to remove. Only this part what we are doing, we are masking over here. So those regions in which diffusion has to take place, that particular place is to be masked. So what I am doing, I am keeping something and masking and exposing these two parts to the UV rays so that these parts are polymerized or hardened and this part is not hardened. So what we will do, we will see in the next step. What happens here, see, I have masked over here. So in this part it is softened. Which is softened? Silicon dioxide as well as your photoresist layer. They both are soft, and here the parts which are exposed to your UV light, they are hardened. So what happens when I remove this mask, I also remove completely this part. What we are had here, silicon dioxide layer and the photoresist layer, that will be removed. Okay, so developer removes unpolymerized photoresist and which will cause no effect on your silicon surface. Then itching will also remove. What happens? Itching is nothing but removing. You have to itch. You have to remove that particular part. Which part you have to remove? Now silicon dioxide layer which is in direct contact with the etching solution, that is also removed here. So what happens? Why actually we are doing here? Because we are going to prepare a gate terminal over here. So first what we are preparing? Which terminal? Gate terminal we are preparing. So for that one, what we are doing? First having a silicon dioxide layer, then having a photoresist layer. By using some mask, we are exposing it to the which layers? UV light. Then the part which is masked, that is softened, and the part which is exposed to the UV light, that is hardened. Okay. Now see, so this is the hardened part. Now what actually happens after this masking? What you have to do? The remaining photoresist layer is then removed, and now the thin layer of silicon dioxide of 0.1 m is added to the entire chip surface. Okay, and again polysilicon. See, these areas are subsequently ready to be etched away together with the underlying silicon, because you are having here underlying silicon, so that the wafer surface is not exposed in the window which is defined by the mask. So what happens here? These both are hardened. This here we are having the silicon dioxide layer. Here in this part what we are doing, we are going to prepare a gate terminal. How we have to prepare that gate terminal? Again we have to superimpose, or we have to what we have to do, complete one layer of silicon dioxide of 0.1 millimeter thickness. We have to micrometer thickness we have to add on to the layer. First, how much was the thickness of silicon dioxide? It was 1 micrometers. Now how much we are taking? That is of your 0.1 micrometer thickness of overall your onto the surface of your silicon dioxide wafer you have to add. So a thin layer of silicon dioxide is grown overall the entire chip surface. Now actually what we are doing here, we are going to prepare first the gate terminal. So the remaining photoresist is removed. Here what was there? All the photoresist here we are removed. Now we are having a layer of silicon dioxide of 0.1 micrometer, and it is grown on entire chip surface. Then again a polysilicon is deposited onto the top to form a gate structure. Here you can see, here you are again what you are doing, after same thing, the same 3 steps you have to repeat, ma'am. First silicon dioxide layer, then after polysilicon layer, again it should be exposed to the UV rays. So as to form a gate terminal. Now see what we are doing, a polysilicon layer has been imposed on this one. So further the photoresist coating and masking allows the polysilicon to be patterned, and then a thin oxide is removed to expose the areas in which N-type impurities are to be diffused to form source and drain. Now see, after this what you have to do to get a gate terminal, after again one silicon dioxide of 0.1 micrometer thickness is added, then after that one polysilicon layer is added, then again it is exposed a small part where you want to have the gate terminal. There you are going to have this polysilicon. This polysilicon is deposited to form a gate terminal. So what you have seen here, up to here you are clear. Again this was exposed Okay, now what happens, a small mask I'll keep over here, and this part I will unmask. So where I want to prepare a gate terminal, I'll just mask that particular place, and other parts I will completely show it to UV rays or expose it to air so that they becomes hard. Now what happens, see, in this particular place where you have masked initially, what happens here, it will be showing the only part where gate has been developed, means a polysilicon is deposited to form a gate terminal. I hope you are clear. I'll repeat it once again. First step was here to have 1 micrometer silicon dioxide layer, then onto that you have to add a photoresist layer, then it is exposed to the UV rays, okay, by using some particular mask. Okay, that was clear. This place was completely empty without any photoresist or silicon dioxide layer. As to get the gate terminal, what you are doing, again you are having a layer of silicon dioxide of 0.1 micrometer thickness. Then again you are also having, what you are having, then again you are also having a photoresist layer. Again you are doing the same thing. Further, the photoresist coating and masking allows the polysilicon to be patterned, and then the oxide is removed to expose the areas, and you are getting this gate terminal. How you are getting this gate terminal? By having the polysilicon. The place where this polysilicon is deposited, that terminal is called as your gate terminal, and this is your thin silicon dioxide layer. This is the thick ones, and where you have removed after UV lights exposure, again you have superimposed your thin silicon dioxide layer, right? So after superimposing all the, you are using a polysilicon layer on this particular terminal only, as to get the gate terminal. Now what you have to go, after getting this gate terminal, you need, what you need, source and drain. So as to get the source and drain, we have to dump or we have to diffuse the N impurities. These N-type impurities are to be diffused in the exposed P substrates to form the source and drain. As we had, this one is your P substrate. As to get your source and drain, what we are doing, we are adding or we are dumping or we are diffusing these N impurities. What is meant by diffusion? Diffusion is nothing but you have to dump some impurities. How this actually diffusion is done here means, it is done by heating the wafer. Either you provide heating this particular part, heating the wafer at a very high temperature, or by passing the gas which is containing N type of impurities to that particular surface where you want to have your source and gate terminals. I hope you are clear. I'll repeat it once again. Second step was you had 0.1 micrometer thickness of silicon dioxide. Again photoresist layer is been laid on that one. On to the photoresist layer, we are having a polysilicon layer to get the gate terminal. This is your gate terminal. This is your this you have obtained by imposing a which layer, which silicon? Polysilicon. Now after for getting your source and drain, what you have to do, you have to dump, you have to diffuse your N impurities, because you had P substrate, and which transistor you are preparing? N type of transistor, or NMOS fabrication has to be prepared, right? So NMOS fabrication we need, so that's why reason we are preparing NMOS. So we are dumping the NMOS impurities. So diffusion of these NMOS impurities, how we will obtain? Either by heating up the wafer at very high temperature or passing the gas which is having your desired N type of impurities to the surface of particular wafer, right? So this was your step 8, where you are diffusing N type of impurities in the exposed P substrate to form which terminals? Source and source and drain terminals. Clear? Now see, after this you got source, you got drain, and you got gate. Now what is the other thing you have to do? Now we have to get cuts. See, why we need cuts? To get the connection. You have prepared all these 3 terminals. Now you have to use for the external devices. How you need the connection? Do you remember how your transistor will be P-type and 3 terminals will be there? Some metal type of thin layer, thin type of wire is there, that is to be dumped, right? So there should be cut. You have prepared this one, there should be a cut to insert your connections. So very first thing what you have to do in this one, you have to make the cuts. So again, as to make the cuts also, after preparing all this, what you have prepared now? Gate you have prepared, you have made source, and you have prepared drain. Okay, now what you have to do, you have to get common cuts. Okay, so as to do that one, again the same process you have to repeat. Again a silicon dioxide or silicon thick oxide or silicon dioxide layer has to be grown over all the crystal, or grown over all the again, and they have to be masked with the photoresist, and they have to etched again. Etched means you have to remove. See here, I'll explain it clearly. See here, up to here you are clear. You got your source, you got your drain, and you got your gate here. 3 layers has been done. Now you need cuts. Where you need cuts means where you have to insert your wire for the interconnection to the other devices, for external devices. So you need a hole there. Correct. So as to that, to get that one also, we have to repeat the same process. That so to overall surface of that crystal, you have to lay one more silicon dioxide layer onto the silicon dioxide layer. Now which, how much here, it should be also of 1 micrometer thick. First was 1 micrometer thick, then again we have gone for 0.1 micrometer thickness. Again you have come back with your 1 micrometer thick silicon dioxide layer. Onto the silicon dioxide layers, next step was your photoresist layer. Again you have to impose a photoresist layer. Okay, now that again you have to expose it to the UV light. And but here we are having 3 masks. Why? One is for the source, one is for the gate, and one is for the drain. In this particular part, what happens here, in this part it is etched. Etched means you will be removing everything, because at that particular part you will be getting the cuts. So this is all superimposed to your UV lights. So this will be polymerized, nothing but they will be hardened. Only these parts where they are masked, they are not polymerized, means they will be soft and they can be etched out. Etched out means they will be cleaned. We will be remove that one, and that at that particular point we will be getting our cuts. We will be getting for the cuts for the source, we will be getting cuts for the drain, and we will be getting the cuts for the gate also. So these selected areas of polysilicon, gate, drain and source areas will be having the connections to be made. As I said, we need connections to be done. So that's the reason the cuts should be there, and for that one we have to do these steps. Complete step is only 3. Whatever we want to prepare, either gate, drain or source, we have to repeat these 3 steps. Silicon dioxide layer, photoresist layer, expose them to the UV light. Only for the gate terminal, we are superimposing the polysilicon onto the gate terminal part only. So for the gate, we will be using polysilicon. Now see, in this last step, the whole chip is then having a layer of metal. Now last step at this again what you have to do, this whole chip then will be having a metal layer will be deposited over the surface, which should be of 1 micrometer thickness. We had made cuts here, completely cuts as done. Now here also we are having cut, here also we are having cut. Is nothing but a small hole type where you have to keep your connections. So lastly what we have to do, metallization process has to be done, where the whole chip has to be a metal layer superimposed or deposited a metal layer over its surface of 1 micrometer thickness. This metal layer is then masked, same you have to do the masking, and then etched to form the required interconnection patterns. And the metal which is used here is your aluminium metal. Do you get this? So what we are using here, the whole chip has a metal. Which metal we are using? Aluminium metal is deposited over its surface. Now again what we have to do, it has to be masked. Again we will mask, where we don't need all this metal layer. No, we need only metal where at the gate, at the drain and at the source, for getting the interconnections only. So as to get only only on to that one, we cannot get compulsory. Only at the particular hole we cannot dump our metal. So what we have to do, we have to deposit all the metal layer onto the surface of the crystal. So what happens, we'll deposit the layer of the metal, of which metal? Aluminum metal of 1 micrometer thickness. Again the step what we have to do, we have to expose it to we have to do masking We have to do etching. Mask, we will be doing the masking here at the parts of your source, drain and the gate terminals. We will mask that one, and remaining part where we don't require all this metal layer, that will be etched out. And the material which is used for this part of metallization is called as your aluminum metal, and this is used for the interconnection. So lastly, your full NMOS transistor will be like this. Here you are having the metal connection, here you are having metal, this is gate and this is your drain. So say gate source, gate, drain. So this is your overall NMOS fabrication, that is NMOS transistor. So I hope you are clear with today's topic. I will repeat it once again what you are seeing. First is fabrication. We have seen that MOSFET is very important. So for metallurgic semiconductors, for fabricating all this one, silicon CMOS technology is widely used in your VLSI. So as to get the what is CMOS? CMOS is nothing but a combination of your PMOS and NMOS. So for preparing or for fabricating your CMOS transistor, first you know how to prepare your NMOS transistor. So NMOS transistor, what you have to do, the very first step is take a silicon crystal. Once again I will revise, it is very important. Take a silicon crystal which is very pure. To that you have to add the P impurities when you are preparing a NMOS crystal. If you are preparing a PMOS fabrication or a PMOS transistor, impurities should be your N. So opposite of your impurities should be added. To that one you have to grow the crystal and you have to add the impurities and the requirements what we need for taking a wafer. A part of the silicon crystals are 75 to 150 millimeters in diameter, 0.4 meters in thickness, and they should be doped with the boron impurities whose resistivity should be from 2 to 25 kilo ohms. These are the requirements. In a step 2, what you have to do, 1 micrometer thickness of silicon dioxide layer has to be deposited. Then afterwards, photoresist layer has to be deposited. Then by using a particular mask, they should be exposed to the UV light, and next you have to etch that one. This part has to be etched. First photoresist layer is etched, and then silicon layer is etched, and the remaining parts which are exposed to the UV light, they will be polymerized, nothing but they will be hardened. After that, what you have to do, the very first thing you have to get the gate terminal. As to get the gate terminal, again a 0.1. This is second step. In this one, as to get the gate terminal, we need only 0.1 micrometer thickness of silicon dioxide has to be deposited onto the layer. Then photoresist layer has to be deposited. Then you have to deposit a polysilicon layer onto the particular part only here as to get the gate terminal. After getting this gate terminal, you need source and drain. As to get that particular one, we are diffusing the N impurities. As we are preparing the N transistor, we need N impurities only. So we are diffusing the N impurities into your silicon crystal. So how you are diffusing that one? Either by heating the temperature or heating your wafer at a high temperature, either by passing the gas which is consisting of your N impurities. Okay, then next you have to do cuts. We have to get some connections. For connection you need some holes or cuts. So again to that one, what you have to do, again same, for the thick silicon dioxide layer has to be deposited of 1 micrometer thickness. Again photoresist layer, again these are exposed to the UV light, but 3 masks should be used where you are going to have the cuts. After this you have to do, after getting the cuts, we need the interconnection this with the other devices, external devices for any other applications, right? So as to get that one, we are depositing a layer of metal. The metal which is used here is aluminum metal. That layer should be also of 1 micrometer thickness. After depositing all this layer, again what we have to do, we have to etch the remaining part where we does not require any kind of your metals. Only we require metals at your source, gate and drain for the interconnection. So overall your NMOS transistor will be prepared in this manner. I hope you are clear with the NMOS fabrication process. Similarly, they will be having the PMOS fabrication process also. For that one, we will be taking same silicon crystal of pure silicon crystal. To that we will be adding impurities, but the substrate will be N substrate. because we are preparing PMOS transistor. So N substrate will be added, and you will be getting the same gate terminal by using a polysilicon layer, but the substrate or the impurities which are diffused here for getting the P transistors will be here P substrate, okay, because we will be preparing P transistor. Okay, then afterwards you will be getting your same metallization process should be done, cuts should be get, and metallization process also is to be done for getting the interconnections. I hope you are clear with the fabrication process. In case of any doubts, please let me know. So today we'll end the classes on this topic only. Thank you.